Good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday. It is Thursday, March 27th already. We're almost into April. I'm Tamara Sacharczyk, and this is an NBC 10 Coffee Break. So we'll take a look at a few news stories that are happening today. Our top story this morning, President Trump has announced a 25% tariff on imported cars. So this will take effect on April 2nd. It's coming up. It'll apply to finished cars and trucks that are shipped into the U.S. It's expected to raise $100 billion in tax revenues. This also does include American brands that assemble their cars overseas and then ship them back to the U.S. It could significantly raise prices for consumers, of course. So if you're in the market for a new car, perhaps you do that immediately before this takes effect. Another story that we're following today, Rhode Island Foundation announces $3 million to help nonprofits following Trump cuts. Obviously, nonprofits have complained that they're struggling because of this. This has been a news story that we've been covering for quite some time. NBC 10's Gabrielle Cracchiolo is speaking with Rhode Island Foundation and a nonprofit about this. You can look for that story in our newscast today on NBC 10 throughout the day. Critics are speaking out against a proposed pay bump for nearly all of Governor McKee's cabinet members. This comes at a controversial time with everyone looking at the economy and rising prices, of course. NBC 10's Leona Falk spoke with people on both sides of the issue.
It's a really inopportune time to be raising our bureaucrats' wages while the rest of us are pretty much suffering.
It's a pay raise proposal that's ruffling feathers in Rhode Island. Governor Dan McKee wants to boost salaries for top members of his cabinet, despite a looming budget deficit and the loss of $31 million in federal pandemic funds.
By statute, the only time you can come in for cabinet raises is in the month of March.
But critics say the optics aren't great, especially for Transportation Director Peter Alviti, who's faced heat for the Washington Bridge crisis, now set to make more than $190,000 under the plan.
Very people that are being criticized who are actually doing the work right now to deliver a bridge. You need good directions, a director to actually implement that.
So who's getting what? Here's the breakdown. The biggest bump is nearly $9,000 for the Department of Administration's Jonathan Woolmer. The smallest is $1,000 for Public Safety Director Darnell Weaver, who already makes close to $250,000. McKee says these raises keep Rhode Island competitive with neighboring states like Massachusetts and Connecticut, where salaries for similar roles top $200K.
Other people in the same departments, Dan, are getting paid more money than our department heads.
Right.
Still, the pay hike caught some lawmakers off guard. Republican State Senator Jessica De La Cruz released a statement saying the raises were coming at the wrong time and sending the wrong message. And many residents agree.
You see a lot of money going into different directions in the state, but you don't see your roads getting fixed.
It feels like the priorities in the state are more on paying the few as opposed to helping everybody.
All right, so obviously a lot of controversy with that proposal to raise the salaries of McKee's cabinet members. It's a story that we will continue to follow for you. Another story that's happening right now, a U.S. Senate subcommittee is having a hearing to examine the NTSB's preliminary findings on the deadly crash. The World Figure Skating Championship continues today in Boston. Members of the skating community that lost their lives in January's midair plane collision in D.C. were honored last night. Doug Lane, the Barrington man that lost his son and his wife, spoke on behalf of grieving families.
Spencer had actually been selected to be an awards presenter at this event, so it was personally meaningful to me as well. Obviously, my preference would have been to be sitting in the stands with my wife cheering for him.
the families involved in that crash. Now for some more exciting news, some happier news for you to start your morning. The Red Sox kick off their season this afternoon in Texas. They will be facing the Rangers. The Sox spend some money in the offseason, leading many people to believe there's a chance this team actually makes the playoffs. Newcomer Garrett Crochet gets the start for the Sox. The Red Sox will welcome fans to the Fenway home opener. That's next Friday, April 4th. So it's coming up if you are a Sox fan. A Foxborough artist is the creative mind behind the new Betty White stamp.
It's been amazing. I don't think I'm going to top this. Having it out in the world like that it's such an honor.
Pretty cool stuff. You can watch that entire story on the NBC 10 WJAR YouTube channel. And fun fact, that's actually the husband of Maria Stefanos, who used to work here at NBC 10 years ago before heading over to some stations in Boston. All right. Well, thanks for joining us for today's coffee break. You can get news and weather updates on our website, turnto10.com. If you'd like to take us along with you, you can also download the NBC 10 News app. And our next newscast is happening at noon, so make sure to tune in for that. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.